Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Roundup here in the Basement Show with Mr. Knast. I am Mr. Knast. Joining us tonight is
Ron.
and
What's happening, everybody?
Jalen.
Nice.
we're calling you Jalen for tonight. Okay.
Okay.
Hope everyone had a good week. We had another crazy weekend in Philly with the Cardiac Kids coming through in an overtime victory. They had to stop. That's all I'll say.
Cardiac Kids is an understatement, man. This team is just out of their minds right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was making a joke all day yesterday at work that I called my cardiologist again on Sunday, and he told me I have to stop calling on Sundays because I'm out of refills.
And the lines are jammed, so you can't get through.
It's just.
I just go into every week with the assumption that the Eagles are just toying around with the other team just to keep us there till the end. And then Jalen's like, you know what? I should probably win now.
Yeah, just because here it's the end of the first half and we only have 99 total yards, and maybe I should kick it into gear here in the second half.
Something. I just don't know what.
Honestly, I'm watching the game with a bunch of people, and believe it or not, there wasn't one person in the room that was panicking. I mean, we all had this eerie, weird calm about us, even though we were down 10. We were like, yeah, well, no big deal. And we're just going to tear them up in the second half. And I'm just like, as the second half is progressing, I'm like, this team is just, if they ever put two halves together, I feel sorry for whatever team they're playing that day.
Well, I texted Johnny and the guys. I was like, I wasn't even watching the first half. It's like, whatever. I'll just come in the second half when we decide to play.
It's like watching basketball. You only tune in for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're not lying there. That's the crazy part. You're telling the dead honest truth. I mean, I just like a win's a win. I will say that for 10-1, we still sit 2 games up on everybody in the NFC, but now is the bread and butter of this 4-game stretch.
Yeah,
you could have let maybe one slide with the Kansas City and Buffalo, but now you have 2 straight. Well, actually, the rest of the season is all NFC games.
Right.
So this is when shit gets real.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend is the game.
Yeah.
This weekend is the game.
It really is. It's the most important game of all of them, I think. But I mean, it's funny because I know Dallas fans that are like, oh, yeah, well, you lose to San Francisco and then we'll beat you in Dallas and then we'll both be 10-3. And I was like, yeah, but then you got to play the Bills and the Dolphins. Yeah. And we'll be playing the Giants in Arizona.
And Dallas still has to play Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yes, correct.
Which they got handled on Thanksgiving, but
Detroit may need that. Detroit may need that game at the end.
Yeah.
Hey, don't sleep on my boy Jordan Love.
Yeah, Joseph Closet, Jordan Love fan.
I was a Jordan Love supporter. I mean, I was somewhat of a fan. I mean, I thought that he was going to have a good year, and he's shown flashes. I don't think you can count him out, but his receiving core hasn't been doing him a lot of favors, and the running game has been horrible.
Well, they haven't had Aaron Jones playing for him for a couple games this season, so
their run game has been off for sure.
Yeah. All year it's been off, even when Jones wasn't hurt there. And I don't know if that's a product of the line or if it's just scheme. I don't.
Give me a mixture of both. You never know.
But I mean, it's not like that line was overly famous for protecting Aaron Rodgers.
Well, yeah,
that's one of.
I was just about to make a joke. Like, I'm sure Rodgers will be blaming someone.
Yeah.
But it'll be. This weekend's going to be interesting. I'm excited to just see if, like you said, all kidding aside, can the Eagles put 4 quarters together?
Yeah.
2 halves and take care of business. I mean, I was, obviously I think I go into every week and I think the Eagles are going to win. Just, it doesn't matter what the record is. Eagles are going to win. I was pleasantly surprised to see them go into KC and get that win. And so,
that's the one I really had on the schedule that I was kind of iffy about. I just didn't think they matched up well, and they luckily they were able to pull it out. But if there was one that I would have said going in, that's probably going to be the toughest one in this gauntlet, then that probably would have been the one.
They played well, and I don't think it's, I get it. Buffalo, it was a 6-5 Buffalo, but it's still Josh Allen and Diggs and Davis, and that offense is ridiculous, and it's a good win. It's a heart attack. Johnny's over there having a heart attack already.
I moved one wire, my whole thing went wire. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially to see the Eagles play the 49ers with a healthy Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how they play. If the Eagles win this weekend, and I should say when the Eagles win this weekend, but let's just
thank you.
If the Eagles win this weekend, I don't. Who beats them? I am whatever. Dallas fans are always gonna say they're gonna beat them. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But they're too good. They're just too good. Like you said, I knew we were gonna beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we're down. Jalen just pulls it off.
And he just, his expression never changes. I mean, it's right? Even when Jake hit the 59-yarder. Which in itself was, I can't even put words to that, in a driving rain with a swirling wind, and you just knock a 59-yarder back like it's nothing. It's like, the guy has to be considered as one of the greatest kickers in Eagles history. And right now, one of the top 2 in the NFL. I mean,
I was just going to say,
you got to put him in Justin Tucker conversation at some point, but he'd have to do it for longer. I mean, but still, I mean, he's perfect from 58 plus in his career.
You can't beat that.
And I was, we were watching that, and earlier in the day, I was texting Johnny and everyone about that Texans ending, because Matt Amendola kicking a 58-yarder and hitting the crossbar.
Yeah.
I just was like, man, that guy is somewhere watching this Eagles game right now, and he's watching Elliott kick a 59-yarder with
in the rain and wind.
10 yards.
Well, he'll have plenty of time to watch it now because they cut him after the game.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got to give a shout out to Amendola. He's from Lansdale.
Yeah.
He's a North Penn kid. He actually, went to the same high school as Brandon McManus. So
really?
Both of them coming out of North Penn as kickers is
that's
pretty impressive.
Kicker you.
Yeah. We all know where Brandon McManus went to college.
Yeah, Joe talks about that all the time.
To you.
But going back to what you were saying earlier, if they beat San Fran, you're asking who beats them. If they beat San Fran, they get by Dallas. The only team that's going to beat Philly is Philly. I mean, at that point, you're sending a message. You're telling everyone that you're the top dog in the NFC. But at the end of the day, the only one that's going to clearly beat Philly is themselves. So,
and Zach Wilson.
Well, and Zach Wilson. Yeah. The third stringer for the New York Jets. Yeah. That guy. It trips over the guard lines.
Yeah.
I still think that's the best thing that could happen to the Eagles this year. was to lose that game.
Yeah, it might have humbled them a little
Seriously.
bit.
Yeah,
It really did. It reinforced what Sirianni tells them every week. Each game onto itself. Dog mentality.
And that's how they've been playing the last couple of weeks. Hungry dogs run faster.
Ever since he got here.
So let me ask I think it's a big question. When do you rest the starters?
When the number one seed's locked up. But then, if they lock it up, if they beat San Fran and then they beat Dallas, I mean, then it's pretty much over.
I was gonna say, I think they would actually have it locked up.
I think they will.
Oh, we still have Detroit's schedule, but you get those 2 wins, so you'd be 12-1, and each of those teams have another loss. 12-1 be 13. It's a 17-game season, so I think you have to get one more win.
So then, yeah, because then even if they both have 4 losses at that point, and we would still be only 1, so we would have to lose the last 3 games, and then we'd still win it on the head-to-head tiebreaker.
Well, you would still you still need Detroit to lose a game.
Okay, well, they have 3 losses now?
They have 3, yeah.
Okay.
So you just need Detroit to
lose. And they still have to play Dallas.
Yep. And the Vikings twice.
Yeah, the Vikings. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know if that's scary.
Hey, Josh Dobbs. I mean, you got to give the guy some props. I mean, guy walked in off the street on a Tuesday and then won 2 games in a row.
That's true.
And Jefferson's
back. Last night was ugly.
And they're on a bye this week, and next week Jefferson's back.
Yeah,
he's cleared to play.
They got the Saints, Chicago, Denver, who's all of a sudden really hot too. Minnesota twice, and Dallas.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Denver right now. I mean, they're on a roll. They got it going on.
Yeah,
5 in a row.
Yeah, that's The whole Denver thing is bizarre. I don't like. Russ just was like, I guess I should start playing a year and a half into my contract.
Well, because probably Sean Payton said, well, you want to be here next year, you better start showing something.
Well, but Sean Payton should be saying that about himself.
Well, Sean Payton's got a 5-year contract.
That don't mean nothing.
Russell, well, as a coach, it does because they're gonna have to pay him.
But I mean, you look at
fully guaranteed.
They beat.
It's not like a player contract.
They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Bills. They beat the Browns, albeit Browns without Deshaun. I mean, they 5-game streak right now.
Yeah. And AFC's wide open, so they could easily jump right back in. So,
yeah,
that's why I was just looking at these standings. It's just
I'm still saying don't sleep on Jacksonville. I mean, they had a little rough patch there for a minute, but I still think you can't count them out.
8-3.
Yeah, I was pulling hard for Houston this weekend, and that Houston team is good. I mean, it's just been crazy to see. Because Houston was. I mean, I've been trying to find the preseason rankings. I'm pretty sure Houston was projected to be the worst team in the NFL.
No, I think Carolina was.
I don't know if it was between one of them, but like
even preseason, I think. But Houston was probably second to last, probably.
You gotta. I mean, 6-5. I know it's whatever. They're above 500. D'Amico, runaway coach of the year. Like,
You got to give him a lot of credit for what he's been able to do and for picking the right quarterback.
All right.
They could have
Well,
been. It could have been very easily. Carolina could have not made the mistake, and and they land Stroud. Then all of a sudden they're golden. If they had Bryce Young right now, they'd be finishing the year with 2 wins.
well, you can't really say that because you don't know if it's a product of the system or not like that too. I mean,
Well, if you've watched any of CJ Stroud actually playing, like
Stroud's-
he's got it. He's got something going on. And he's got a couple of really good receivers in Collins and Tank Dell. So I mean, he's got a lot of talent around him. He's just got you got a nice young team and an aggressive coach. So I mean, that's half the battle.
yeah. I mean, you see what happened in Carolina already. They can't break Frank Reich after 11 games. So
Yeah, that. I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. But their record is pretty rough, and I'm pretty sure they're the lowest scoring team in the league too.
probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Nope. That honor goes to Mac Jones and the Patriots.
Well, the Patriots are a whole different story.
And don't be surprised to see special assistant to the offensive coordinator Frank Reich join in the staff of the Eagles at some point.
Yeah, I'd welcome him back. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, but what's he gonna do though? Because wasn't he quarterback coach?
He's gonna consult with Johnson.
Yeah, he'll be the senior advisor.
Yeah,
kind of what they did with Matt Patricia.
Patricia did. Totally behind the scenes, but still on the staff.
Yeah. We'll just go back to the Patriots there for a minute. What the hell is going on in New England?
Well, to figure out who Mac Jones is, and he's not the franchise quarterback they were hoping. Belichick's on his last leg.
Yeah, Belichick's really gonna go down to Mac Jones' ship, like.
Well, I don't. Zappy isn't doing any better.
That's how he's gonna end his career. He's gonna keep supporting Mac Jones.
So I mean, they threw Zappy in there, and he didn't exactly tear the world up either. I just think it's a lost season for them, and I think that Belichick is finally to the point where maybe he's tired of being on the sideline, and they're going to kick him upstairs.
Well, because I saw a really horrible article the other day saying Belichick would be a favorite for the Carolina job. I do not see that at all. He's not moving out of the Patriots organization.
No. Kraft wouldn't allow it. He got sick when Brady went to another organization.
Yeah, true. I just don't picture it. I mean, when you're with the team as long as Belichick's been with the Patriots, like, okay, you're either stepping out of the sidelines or we're going to put you in retirement. You're not going anywhere else.
Or send him back to the Jets. He was there for a cup of coffee.
That and the Cleveland Browns, too.
Yeah.
Joe
Could
lost.
you imagine Aaron Rodgers and Belichick on the same team?
That would be kind of interesting in a sense because, like, future Hall of Fame coach, future Hall of Fame quarterback, like, kind of like another Brady scenario. But I don't see Rodgers playing till he's 45 years old.
No.
That's the one and only difference.
Not unless he drinks a lot more of his own bodily fluids.
Yeah, right.
It's like that. It's like that corn video I sent you from the Macy's parade.
Yeah, which I never pulled up the other night, by the way. I mean, I can pull it right now if you want.
Watch it when you have some time.
All right. So you don't want me to pull it up now? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, throw it up there. What the heck?
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Remember, this is from like the National Corn Council.
Oh boy, that could get quite interesting.
And listen to the words.
I gotta go back up and find it. Hold on.
Okay.
There's a couple messages back that you sent it to me. So,
Yeah.
but I just don't see Belichick leaving a team like the Patriots for another team. I mean,
No. They'll just kick him upstairs, give him a title. They won't even make him come in. They'll just, make sure that he retires as a member of the organization.
that is true. So if you go. Yeah, let me restart it. Hold on.
Okay.
I am putting it in screen.
Who approved
Here we go.
this?
Got it now. We're good.
It's the same going in as coming out.
Well, you're not lying. You're not lying. I
It's
will
the
give them.
freaking Macy's parade. Don't talking about pooping out corn.
They're speaking their truth, though. That's the sad part, though. They were speaking the truth. If you ever taken a shit, it comes out the little
Everybody
pointer.
knows, but nobody talks about it, and nobody writes songs about it. For God's sakes, come on. Yeah, exactly.
No, but you're not lying. I mean,
Okay,
yes.
I got an idea. Here we go. We'll go to the Macy's parade, and we'll make up a song about pooping out corn.
Mhm. Why not?
That would
But,
be. Oh God.
and what makes it even worse, though, like you were saying about the Macy's parade, that's national televised, too.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of kids watching it.
Oh, boy. Well, that's when you know you're going to hell. You don't. You talk about poop on national TV, so uh, like, how do you recover from that? I'm just now at a loss for words. Oh yeah. But hopefully getting Joe back. He had a small little issue, he said. So
Okay.
go back to my score sheet real quick. Here we go. So what other games sparked your interest in this past week?
This past week.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. That Houston game was a good game. I mean, it was a
Oh yeah,
good,
definitely.
good
Back and
back and
forth.
forth game. The Rams getting it back together with Kyron Williams coming back off injured reserve and just tearing it up as expected. But it was great to see that part of the offense come alive again. But unfortunately, it looks like it happened at the expense of Mr. Cooper Kupp. This Cooper Kupp only had about 4 catches.
Cooper Cup, 3 receptions for 18 yards on 5 targets.
Yeah.
Eesh.
I mean, it was much more geared towards Puka and Kyron Williams grinding it out on the ground.
Yeah. Well, Puka only had 4 catches for 27 yards. I mean,
Yeah.
put it to you this way. Stafford threw the ball 33 times for 229 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
They had 33 rush attempts for 228 yards.
Yep.
That's a pretty balanced offense.
7 yards a carry for a guy who just came off injured reserve.
Yeah. We tore up 16 carries, 143.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Eagles were run the ball, we might have something like that in DeAndre Swift, but they wait till the second half to get him going.
Yep.
I mean, I had James Conner for Arizona in our fantasy league, 27 yards, and then 4 receptions for 5 yards. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. The game that I thought was interesting this week. I would say the Chiefs versus the Raiders, but the Chiefs blew them out. I mean, it started the other way. Raiders came out
Right.
on fire. Kansas City was sluggish, and then let a spark plug, and off they were going. I mean, at first I thought Vegas was going to run away with it. They jumped up 14-0, and you're like, "Oh crap! Is Kansas City still lost from Monday night?" But then, nope, they widened up, outscoring them 31-3, which you can't really say bad things about that. I mean, sure, it's a slow start, but they woke up.
Yeah.
I mean, Mahomes having his typical Mahomes game, 298, 2 touchdowns. Pacheco had 2 rushing touchdowns. Machine Rice, 8 catches, 107 yards, a
Mhm.
touchdown.
What name
Kelsey,
have you not mentioned right now?
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
I mean, he had a quiet game though, 6.91. That's not a bad game.
No, but a couple games before that, he's been off too.
Yeah, he has Taylor Swift on the mind. They miss each other. They're lonely.
Yeah. Well, her tour's done now until like February.
Yeah. So
So
we'll put word that her plane was headed towards Kansas City.
mhm.
But I wondered if I have a late Thanksgiving or just jump right into Christmas. I mean,
Yeah.
again, like I said last week, like they're adults. If they want to be with each other, let them be with each other. The hell with it. You don't have to publicize every single move that they're doing. But that's Hollywood for you because they like to troop. Gets kind of annoying if you ask me.
Just a little.
But I mean, 6.91. Hey, if I'm him, yeah, I would have wished I got 100 yards. But after the game I had Monday night, that's a good bounce back game for him.
Yep.
And their favorite wide receiver, Justin Watson, had another touchdown this week.
Yes, he did.
But other than that, I mean, it's pretty amazing. Well, Detroit always struggled on Thanksgiving. They were trying to make that interesting towards the end. Almost did. Dallas just completely thrashed Washington. Made me not want to eat dinner because I was kind of sick to my stomach watching the Cowboys just destroy another team. San Francisco handled the Seahawks easier than I thought they would. Oh, I lost mine. Now I'm by myself. There he is. Wrong button.
That?
Or are you trying to be a man child tonight?
No, I just accidentally hit a wrong button.
Oh, okay.
I was trying
Good.
to something else and I closed the SteamYard by mistake.
All good. But no, I was just saying how you had to sit there and watch the Dallas Cowboys thrash Washington when you're trying to eat dinner Thanksgiving and kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Then San Francisco easily handling the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Seattle would put up a little bit more of a fight given that it's a division game.
Yeah, they're just fading fast.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. But then Black Friday, I don't understand the concept of that game because
You
everyone
don't?
knew that. Well, it's all about the money. We were talking about that last week. With Amazon and
Absolutely.
money, but I think you could have had a better matchup. Again, you're going for the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. I get it, but
Well, remember this schedule was set. You know, they can't flex that game, so they got to take whatever they had planned.
that is true.
And if that would have been a marquee game if it was, Tua at his best versus Aaron Rodgers. It probably
Okay.
would have been a pretty good game.
You're right. It said you had a 99-yard interception return on the Hail Mary to end the first half.
Yeah.
Almost like a missed field goal, you might as well say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I saw the highlight of that, I was like, wow. We talked about the Eagles a little bit. Falcons handled the Saints. What other ones
I
we
don't
had?
know. I mean, if the season ended today, the Falcons are in the playoffs.
Are they?
Yes.
Let's see. NFC. Yeah, they are a 5-6 team because
Yeah.
they would win the division. It was a 5-6 record because of a
Right.
head-to-head win over the Saints.
Correct.
Wow.
And their first opponent would, right now, if it ended today, would be Dallas.
Yep. Good luck with that. Well, it's like looking at this now is actually kind of interesting because the 5-6, same record as the Saints, but what also Atlanta has is you figure 3 out of 5 wins are division wins,
Yeah.
so they're winning the games that actually mean the most. So you really can't knock them for that.
No. I mean, but if you're gonna, if you're already going to win a handful of games, make them division games. Yeah, absolutely.
But you figure they played 3, New Orleans played 3, Tampa Bay's only played 2 division games, and then Carolina's only played 2. So
Okay.
let's see if we got Joe back. We got Joe back on the studio. Huh?
All right.
Can you hear me? We good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My whole thing just
He just didn't want to be part of the show. That's okay. But let
Oh
him
my
back.
goodness. What'd I miss?
Everything.
All right. Start from the top.
Yeah. We're just
Start
rolling
over.
through the schedule from this past week.
And
Just
Ron had
talk-
brought up that the Falcons would be in the playoffs if the season would ended today. How do you feel about that?
The Falcons.
Would
Yes.
be in the playoffs as a 4 seed.
Who's gonna play quarterback?
Good question.
They're probably better off direct snapping to Bijan Robinson.
Snap it to Bijan.
No, it's just crazy though because it seems to always happen. You always have that one division who always falls and finishes under 500, but they get that top 4 seed because they win the division.
Yeah.
Now, should the NFL look to change that, or is that something that should always be set in stone?
Nah, the division's winners have to get the top seeds. I mean, that's the whole reason you even play the division games is to get those upper seeds, which means you'll get a home game. Well, no, the 4 seed wouldn't get a home game.
Yeah, they would.
Oh yeah, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they would, wouldn't they?
They would. That's why, like you said, they would have Dallas the first
They would
round
have
and
Dallas in Atlanta.
Yep.
Because they're a division winner.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
San Fran would have Minnesota, and Seattle would go to Detroit.
I can't believe I'm even saying this, but Carolina's still mathematically alive.
No, well, when you're in the division, when you're winning team 5-6, of course you're still alive.
Chuba Hubbard goes for 200 yards this week.
Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got 6 games left. You got the Buccaneers this weekend. Bucks
Division
aren't that
game.
great. Carolina could win that. Okay, then you got to go to the Saints.
Nope.
Oh wow, they got it, and then they go to they got the Falcons. So the next 3 games.
I'll
They could
eat
win
my
those
hat
3
if
games.
Carolina runs the table.
If Carolina runs the table, you got to think about this now, right? So
You're
they
lucky
beat
I
the
don't have a
Bucks.
pencil on.
They beat the Bucks twice. The Tampa would need to lose another game.
Are you really trying to figure out how they win this division, Joe?
I
You're
think
thinking way too hard.
We did.
Way too hard.
I mean, I think it's possible, right?
Oh, it is possible.
5, 6.
because they have 4 division games left. They would have to basically win all the games left, and all the rest of the division would have to lose.
6. Yeah, Atlanta could only win one more game, which is very plausible.
Yeah, but you just missed what I said. They're 5 and
If-
6, but they're 3-0 in the division already.
If Carolina wins a division, tell Grim he's got to volunteer for his other challenge.
Oh boy.
Can you imagine Wright gets fired and the Panthers run the table?
I mean, it has happened before. A team coming back after they fire a coach and something lights a spark. I thought it was gonna happen with the Raiders.
All right, we're gonna will this to happen. Carolina's gonna run the table, and then they're gonna beat Dallas in the first round.
Well, I'm into the beat Dallas thing. That works for me.
I don't know. Now I gotta put something on the make an offer that happens. You're not getting my joke. You're never on here.
So how about this? When we beat Dallas, and then Dallas drops games to the Bills and the Dolphins, what if Dallas doesn't make the playoffs?
It's a good. It's a good point. Like, obviously, we know how Dallas fans are, and we can start talking a little trash because we've already clinched the playoffs. We've already got a playoff spot. So, but yeah, there's no guarantee that Dallas makes it. I mean, I don't know. The Rams look hella good this weekend.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
they're
did.
gonna
I got
figure it
Kyron
out.
Williams back. I mean, that was the key to their, you open up that running game again. Now all of a sudden there's a whole nother dimension to that team.
And you got Green Bay sitting there with games remaining against the Giants, the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Bears.
There you go.
And the Vikings. You could throw the Vikings in that too. Like, they play the Chiefs this week. Probably lose. But 1, 2,
That's a tall order to have them come up against the Chiefs this week. But after that, I could see them going on a run.
But see, that Chiefs game, even if they say we're probably going to lose, we both all agree on that. But you got to look at it also, it really doesn't hurt them because that's not a division or a conference game.
right.
It's those division and conference games that matter the most this time of year.
True.
So, that's why we want to write Dallas off, sure, but they still have a pretty good division record. They have a right conference record, but they have a couple AFC teams left in there who, it throws a wrench in the schedule when they lose, but if you break down their conference and division record, that's still tiebreakers over the record, I think. I could be wrong.
And I'm gonna say it. I'm only saying this because the Eagles should be resting starters by this time, but the Giants have a pretty cake schedule for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And their 2 games against the Eagles are gonna probably be against backups. The last game is gonna be against backups for sure. But
backup game, the second game, yes. The first game,
I don't think so. No.
That's why I was asking how early do you rest the starters? Because the Eagles could clinch in 2 weeks.
Maybe 2 weeks, but then even so, we've seen teams that have struggled mightily when they clinched it too early and they sat people for multiple weeks. Yeah. Because remember, if you're number 1 seed, you're going to get that extra week to begin with. So if you're sitting somebody the last 2 weeks of regular season plus a week of the bye, that's 3 weeks before they touch a ball.
Hater in the chat.
I don't know if you really want to do that.
You didn't play much in the preseason. You're still struggling to find your identity. You gotta keep playing. Maybe you don't play a whole game with your starters, but you still gotta get that rhythm going.
Yeah, and they got to get that rhythm going in the first half of games.
Yes.
I mean, not that I don't want them to finish strong in the second half like they have been, but you can't dig yourself a hole every week and then just say, okay, Jalen, get us out.
Yeah, because he's
Right.
not going to be able to do it every week. If they
I
do it
mean,
against San Francisco this week, they might be in trouble.
it's true. If you go down 2 scores to San Fran at halftime, then you're going to have a real tough time.
Hmm?
You're going to have a
I
tough
want to
time.
agree with Jay's comment saying the Eagles will choke again because we have proven that we are a top echelon team, but they have to get better.
When did we choke?
I was just gonna be like, what do you again? When did we choke?
Did I miss something?
I don't know.
Last time I checked, it was 10-1.
Last
Unless
time I
he's
checked,
talking about the Super Bowl.
we lost the Super Bowl.
Well,
because
that's
of a
last
terrible
year.
penalty.
That's last year.
Well, we also did give up a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he just likes trolling. Okay.
He's a
Wait,
Houston Texans
He's a
fan.
Dallas
so-
fan then, right?
No.
Oh, I was gonna
Houston
say.
Texans.
Oh, he's a Texans fan.
He is.
Oh, I
Oh,
love it.
I'm a big
I'm a
CJ
big
Stroud
Nico
fan.
Collins
I mean,
fan, so we're all there. We go. That's why I said this. I said, dude, Houston's my AFC team.
Yeah.
You know.
I had a
Just don't
jersey
wanna-
first, buddy. Back off of mine. I actually did have a customized Texan jersey back in the day. It got ruined though.
Yeah.
And I actually had a Detroit one too.
you're
The
lying.
old. No, I had the midnight black with the baby blue numbers on it back in the day. I got it on clearance for $30.
You know, with the Texans having a pretty strong team and looking, you know, like they're gonna have a pretty decent core for a few years, it's nice to see Texas get a real football team.
I've
Nice.
always been a Texans fan since they beat the Dallas Cowboys week 1 of their inaugural season.
Somewhere Sam Simmons' ears are ringing.
I can tag him if you want. Where's he at? Let's see if I can get him in chat.
I mean,
Hold on.
At least Houston plays in Houston.
Yeah, that's true.
Hold on.
Should be the Arlington Cowboys, right?
The Arlington Cowboys. Yeah, the
Dallas
Cowboys
don't
said
even
we were going to
like
play in
Dallas.
Dallas, and Dallas says, "Yeah, we'll pass." There's a nice big open desert out there in Arlington. Why don't you go play there?
Right.
You know, God will be able to see you better through the hole in the top of the stadium.
Well, they had a hole in
but we
the.
won a Super Bowl in 95, 96,
96.
whatever it was.
Get it right.
Oh God, don't make him tell the story again.
You like that story, don't lie.
Yeah,
I think
I
I've-
like this. I like the story of Mary and Joseph too, but it was a long time ago, and it doesn't matter now.
It does, because it makes me a year younger. In a sense.
Oh my!
Yo, I think
God.
I told you before, haven't I?
I have no idea what you're talking
Okay.
about.
I don't acknowledge my 9th birthday,
Your ninth
Which was-
birthday.
which was January 28th, 1996.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it a Super Bowl?
If you know your Super Bowl history, that's the last time the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl. On my 9th birthday.
Well, if you wanna, I give you the story why I really hate the Cowboys is because my grandfather was a diehard Steelers fan, and was literally dying of cancer, and died 3 weeks after that Super Bowl.
Mm.
That's why I hate the Cowboys. He wanted to see his Steelers get a Super Bowl. So that's the true reason why I hate the Cowboys. The other reason is because they're the Cowboys.
I was just born to hate the Cowboys, that's all. When you're from Jersey, like this area, you were born to hate 2 teams, the Giants and the Cowboys.
But you root for the Giants against the Cowboys.
I always say I'd rather just see them tie.
No.
I'm not sure Ron agrees.
I will put on an Eli Manning jersey and I'll root for the Giants all day against the Cowboys. And the Patriots. I root for the Giants in both Super Bowls. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you had to. Screw Tom Brady.
I can't stand Tom Brady.
Who can?
Yeah,
Unless you're a Patriots fan.
yeah, this is true.
But I would
Yeah.
root for the Patriots against Cowboys. Though.
Or another one of our another one of our friends, Tyler. He's a big Tampa Bay fan, and he fell off the deep end when Tom Brady signed with the Buccaneers. It was like a man love. I was like, oh my god, this is scary.
Well, I got a little excited this weekend. Well, I don't like seeing people get hurt. But like Baker went down and Trask came in, and I was like, we're finally gonna get to see Kyle Trask. And then Baker was like, just joking.
Well, a lot of Tampa Bay fans want to see Kyle Trask because they want to see what he has. I mean, you draft him as what, like a second, third round pick. This is the time that he makes or breaks if he's going to stick around or not. So you have to give him a
I
chance
think
eventually.
they're gonna keep going with Baker while they're still in the hunt. In the hunt at 4-7 or whatever they're at.
Yeah, the
So-
issue. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So I just wanted to give John a little addendum to his story. Actually, in '96, I was in the hospital for 30 days. It's 22 days and then 8 days in ICU, and I got out 2 days before the Super Bowl. Well, I was still in, but I was out. Just got out of ICU, and I watched that Dallas Pittsburgh Super Bowl from my hospital bed.
I was gonna say,
After,
and right
after
back
just
to
about
ICU.
dying, after just about dying from swine flu and pneumonia.
Dang.
So that same year was the year that I was in the hospital, watching the Super Bowl from a hospital bed, and had a San Carlos pizza, by the way, that Chris brought up to me to the hospital. The old owner of the pizza shop right by where you live.
Oh, wow. Okay. So a lot of stuff happened in '96. Damn.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but I just remembered that. So
No, you're good. I think
96.
Baker's only on a 1-year contract this year, ain't he? Or did he
Who?
sign long term? Baker Mayfield.
I think it was a.
3-year maybe.
I was gonna say a 2 or 3 year thing.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Was that all right? We're just gonna keep harping on '96. Was that the year that the Eagles played the Lions in the playoffs, or was that the '96 into '97 playoffs when Rodney
That
Pete,
low-
like it was like the Barry Sanders
That
last
Lomas
playoff
Brown
game?
guaranteed game. I think that was '96.
Oh, it
the
was a
next season.
1-year contract. A 1-year contract for Mayfield, with a 2.9 million signing bonus, $4 million guaranteed, an average annual salary of $4,000.
Wow. So he could be going after the season.
Yep, he good.
Great. The Eagles can sign him as a backup and get rid of Mariota because I don't want to see Mariota ever in the Eagles jersey. Every time I see Mariota, all it reminds me of is Chip Kelly. That's all I can think of is Chip Kelly. I see Mariota, I think of Chip Kelly. Just can't do it. Sorry, Marcus. I don't like you.
It was 1995, actually.
So it was that season.
Yeah, I guess you can say it, yeah. And they won 58 to 37.
It was like a ridiculous. Rodney Pete played out of his mind.
Yeah,
Good
that
call,
defense.
King. In the chat.
Great show so far, guys. Watch out, King. You'll never know who's looking in chat. You might poke bears with that comment.
And them lady bears don't play.
No. Especially since the one had actually control of the show. She could come in here and jump in whenever she wants. And set us all straight. I'm scared.
So what do you think about this line for the Eagles this week?
A joke.
Yeah. Did I hear we're not favored to win?
No, we're a
Nope.
3-point underdog as of this afternoon. At home.
Yeah, but it's
So
still three.
what was it
means-
when it came out?
3,
2.5.
2.5.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought it was under a field goal. So
It went
betting
from
is
2 to
going for the
2.5 to
49ers.
3.
So people are betting on the 49ers.
Early money's going on the Niners. Watch closer to game time.
All I can say about good, I hope we shut them up.
But what that means, though, is if this game is in San Francisco, that it would be a 9-point spread. Because if you say it's 3 points for being home, and
Yeah.
you're -3 as San Francisco, so that means it would be 9-point spread if it was in San Francisco. Now, do you think could you see the Eagles going to San Fran and being a 9-point favorite or a 9-point, +9?
I mean, I would take the Eagles in those points all day.
I mean, who wouldn't?
But I'm just trying to think about this. So they got the over under at 46.5, right? So that means
Yeah.
they're projecting
27,
23?
24. Let's go.
I was gonna say like 20. No, that'd be 51. 24, 21.
Yeah, something
24,
like that.
21 is gonna put you at 45. So 25, 22. Okay.
That's how it just depends on how you really want to look at it.
Well, I mean, San Fran in the rankings is the number 1 defense in the league.
Yeah, I will give them that.
So according to ESPN, the game opened with the Eagles -1
So it.
Yeah, well-
and is now at Eagles +3.
Dang.
Okay. Well,
46.5.
unless it was like that in the early line,
Yeah,
like
for
after
sure.
last week, and then changed during the week with Lane Johnson being out. We know what their record looks like when Lane's not playing, but looks like Lane's going to be in there, by the way.
Good.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
used
looking
to
back.
playing with a groin injury. He did it last year, too.
That is true.
So Brock played in both games they lost against the Vikings and the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he played the Cleveland. So he played in all 3 of their losses.
Who's that?
Brock Purdy.
I don't know why I thought he was hurt earlier.
He's been banged up. I don't think he's missed any time this year, though.
They were thinking he wasn't going to start the regular season.
Yeah.
From the surgery from over the summer, because he had a second procedure after the end of the season.
I just can't believe the Eagles be underdogs at home.
I can. The NFL doesn't like us.
Well, I mean, the thing is that, and I listened to this debate all day today, and with listening to sports talk radio, which I am addicted to. Really, technically, everybody's talking about, oh, well, they're disrespecting us. They're disrespecting. Dude, it's the betting line. That has nothing to do with it. They take a bunch of numbers, they feed them into a computer, and then it spits out what the line should be. It's not like there's some guy with a number 2 pencil saying, oh, fuck them Eagles. I'm going to make them a underdog. That ain't how it works. And then once it's set, it's going to change because it depends on where the money's going. The ultimate goal of places that are taking bets is to get half the action on each side. And they got to move the line however they have to move the line to get enough money to go to even it out so they don't get their ass handed to them. And that's what a lot of people don't get because, they're thinking that there's some guy saying, "Oh yeah, well the Eagles suck." Well, no, if you load all the numbers in to the computer's saying you suck, and the
Well, that's
computer isn't
what
a fan.
I mean. That's a 4-point swing. So I don't know when the -1 was. Like that's the
Yeah,
big thing.
the absolute earliest that I heard was +2. At no point did I hear Philly was the
See the
favorite.
-1.
So I don't know when
Because
that
that's a
happened.
massive swing,
Yeah.
Like,
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, that means a lot of money was coming in on San Francisco.
Hey, Gary. Yeah, and like the smartest money isn't necessarily the earliest money, and we know that from experience where we've seen games where the line has made a significant move at the last few hours before a game.
And Joe knows all about that. He does big game parlays and stuff like that all the time, don't you, Joe?
Yeah. $20 on Jack Stoll to get the first touchdown in the game against the Chiefs.
Oh my God.
That didn't go well.
$20 to win like 100,000.
I mean, yeah, it was like, oh, he's rocking the mullet. He's coming out. I was like, this is the game. And I don't even think he had a reception.
Against Kansas City?
One. Yeah, maybe he had one.
I think he had one.
But I was just looking at it.
They had 1 for 3 yards.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, 7 of the Eagles' 10 wins were a 1-score win or 1-possession win.
Well, that just shows that they can pull out the close wins. That's all.
Well, and the other thing is the Dallas Cowboys, who now are walking around saying, "Oh, well, we're the best team in the conference," has yet to beat a team with a winning record this year. Not one of their wins has come against a team that's over 500.
They lost to Arizona. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. But none of their wins are against the winning team. So I don't get the whole we're the best.
See how they do Thursday night. They played a 6-5 Seahawks.
Troy didn't step out of bounds, and if this and if that, well, none of that shit happened. You lost. Get over it. Try better the next time.
Yeah, you're always going to hear people whining, but defending the Cowboys. Now, I will tell you one thing. I'm looking at something real quick on here. The real people who are going to win on Sunday are the people reselling their tickets, okay? I'm going to give you 2 games as an example.
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas game for Thursday night, okay? They're playing Seattle at home.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets are available for as low as $15 to go to see the Dallas Cowboys play the Seattle Seahawks at Jerry World, okay? The cheapest resale ticket for the Eagles game this coming Sunday versus San Fran, $289.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's only standing room only. So,
weren't we talking about that earlier this year? The cheapest Eagles ticket was at Dallas.
yeah, well, not anymore.
Like for the entire season.
Now next week's up to $158 in Dallas.
So for the record, the $16 ticket is standing room only.
Okay, so you're looking at it now.
So,
but still, $16 standing room in Dallas
gets you a seat.
Okay, $50 gets you a seat, and $289 gets you a seat in Philly.
Well, I'm not going to be sitting in the seat anyway because I'm going to be standing in line for crab fries.
I mean, it's just crazy though. Like when they said before the started the season, Eagles have a top 5 resale team now for the most expensive ticket because we're probably one of the hottest markets right now for a football team. So I swear I hope that Eagles fans show up on Sunday because if you watch the Niners game in Seattle, which is normally a really hostile place to go, there's a lot of fucking 49ers fans here.
I was gonna say I'll give San Fran the kudos. Their fans travel.
Yeah, but you don't want them to come to you into our place and do that.
Well, they can't because there's no general admission to other than resale tickets. It's not like you can walk up and buy a ticket on game day. I mean,
would.
those tickets are that majority of the seats in the link are season tickets. And the only general admission they sell before the season starts. So anything that's, anybody's going to get from out of town is only on the resale market.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
And you're not going to be able to get big blocks of tickets.
No way. I mean, it's just crazy to see how much that our market has expanded. Because before, you could get tickets to an Eagles game for like $120, $130 resale. Forget it now.
Well, but then, the big reason for that is you got to understand these, when they opened up the link, and they had to pay those seat licenses. Now they own that seat for life, but that was an extra, $6 or $7 grand.
Yeah, something like that.
Besides the cost of the tickets to keep the rights to that seat.
Yeah.
And they get passed down from generation to generation. But if somebody's going to sell their season tickets, they're looking to recoup that seat license as well.
True.
Any of these new stadiums now, that's what's happening. They're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for those seat licenses.
Yeah, because I think the Eagles lower level one's like $7,500, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, $299 will get you a seat up in the 200 level, 5 rows from the top of the stadium. That's crazy.
Well, the last week against the Giants, when we get to see Mariota ball, $50.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of friends about going for that game just to go to a game this year because with the home games being so expensive nowadays, I try to go on the road because you can get decent tickets for a fairly reasonable price.
Well, I'm looking at that. There's seats in the low. You can sit in section 148, row 45. I think there are 48 rows at MetLife.
Sounds about right.
But for $99, you'd be in the lower level.
Yeah, and then a lower level in Philly, like 50-yard line. I have it up right here for row 2, $1,246 per ticket.
Well, the first 47 rows is the DeVito family.
I was actually talking to my friend at work the other day, and he's actually pissed to see the Giants winning games now. So I don't know why we're winning. We should be losing all these games. Because obviously they're not going to take a quarterback because you paid Daniel Jones way too much money to walk away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're jeopardizing not being able to get Marvin Harrison Jr. neither. He's going to be a top 5 pick.
I mean, like, I understand the argument, but, what if DeVito goes out and beats Green Bay, beats New Orleans? Then you got whatever. You lose the one Eagles game, but you win the other Eagles game. You beat the Rams. So you go so you finish 9-8.
Yeah.
That might get you in the playoffs.
Yes and no.
I don't know. I understand that argument. I mean, it's hypocritical. I'm a Sixers fan, right? We invented tanking.
We did.
Well, you didn't invent it, but we perfected it.
We perfected tanking. But I never understand that. Like, I don't want my team to lose. I mean, you could be like, I want to lose for Marvin Harrison, and then he could go break his leg in the combine.
No, you're not wrong.
DeVito could play lights out the rest of the year, and maybe someone trades you for Daniel Jones. I mean, it's not likely, but maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But even if you move on from Daniel Jones, though, you're still incorporating all that dead money.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be a Carson Wentz like move.
Yeah.
But you would be so desperate to get rid of him that you'd be able to eat, 60 million plus of dead cap money.
I mean, more than that.
He went to the Rams, right? Yeah, okay, he's with the Rams.
Yeah, sitting on the sidelines. Let's see something. See if I can find it.
No, he just turned 30. He's 30.
New York Giants. Here we go.
Stafford.
Let's see. Dead cap. If they were to move on from him after this year, they would still owe him $69.3 million.
That's about what I just said, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing on you. You're right.
Okay.
Because if not, if you hold on to him and start Danny DeVito as your quarterback, you're going to have the world's most expensive backup quarterback in league history by far.
Danny DeVito. I love it.
Well, that's what Ron calls him, Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
I mean, all right, let's just go with Tommy DeVito here for a little bit. The dude lives in his parents' house.
Yeah.
Right? His mom's doing his laundry. Like, I don't know. It's kind of funny to watch them win. I don't. It's the Giants. So I don't,
well, you got to
don't
bench
think
him
they
for Monday night games because he's got to be in bed by 11.
win.
So.
Probably.
Come on, Ron, really? They get 25. Come on, give him some type of slack. I mean, he's only getting paid $750,000 this year.
Oh,
And
That's about how much Jalen counts against the cap this year.
And you're playing in New Jersey, so you get only a quarter of that. So you might as well say he's only making $200,000. Gotta let Jersey taxes.
I really can't believe the league let that contract go through.
What, the Hurts contract?
Yeah,
it's great.
how they structured it is just outrageous.
That's how he's working his magic. Hopefully, he's working some more this week.
So, any chance we go after Trotter Jr. In the draft this year out of Clemson?
That would be cool. I mean, it won't be in the first round. I mean, if Trotter Jr. falls into second, third round pick, maybe get some offense.
I think we have two second round picks this year.
I think you're right.
Or we did at one point.
No, I think you're right. Philadelphia Eagles 2000.
While you're looking that up, so it'd be cool to see a Trotter out there again, right? Like that would be awesome.
I mean,
I don't know why it hasn't dawned on me until this past weekend that we have a Cunningham on the team. Like I never I don't know why all year Zach Cunningham's doing great, blah, blah. And then I saw him get up after the tackle, and I just saw I had to do a double take. And I was like, oh, we have a Cunningham on the roster because I don't know if you know Randall's my favorite Eagles player. Well, I don't know. Nick Foles is up there, and Jalen's making his way. But I love Randall. Randall was the guy when I was a kid. I got a signed Randall jersey that's framed. I love Randall. But it's so cool to see Cunningham out there. They should just let him wear number 12. Just let him wear 12.
They could. I mean, it's not retired.
Right, yeah.
Any word on Carson Wentz playing LOL for shits and giggles in LA?
That's what I was just looking up. So he's 30. And
Yeah.
Stafford's 35. And I know they're finally figuring it out, but coming into the season, he was having a hard time connecting with the guys. He's the granddad on the team at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to imagine if Stafford retires, the Rams are trying to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know where he is in his contract. He's getting up there. There's no way they're going to just gamble on Wentz.
Well, that's the thing.
I think he was just an insurance policy when
Yeah.
Stafford was struggling with the injury.
I would agree with that to some extent. If say Stafford does retire, you could bring back Wentz on another 1 year deal to compete, but then you also took Stanton Bennett in the 5th round this year out of Georgia. So maybe you look at day 2, day 3 as another developmental quarterback and just have an open quarterback competition.
I mean, I gotta imagine Stetson that he's not the answer.
Probably not. So
And I don't even know were you able to find the draft stuff? I don't even know.
I have it right here.
Caleb Williams, who the quarterbacks are really going to be.
Well, I got the Eagles draft picks right here. So you have a 1st round, 2 2s. You got New Orleans 2nd round pick also. A third, two 3s because you got a compensatory pick. A 4th, a 5th from the Vikings, a 5th of your own, and then they're projecting 3 additional 5th-round picks as compensatory. So that'll give you 5 5th-round picks next year.
Wow.
And then
you know those
6th-round picks.
You're not going to pick all those. You know that.
Yeah.
They'll be part of a package.
You have the pending trade with the Titans, so you have your 6th-round pick or the Titans, whichever is better. So we'll probably have Tennessee's.
Trotter Jr.'s got 2 interceptions, 87 tackles, and 6 sacks as a linebacker.
That's true. Show your father-in-law. Wentz says an insurance policy, yes, they would be assured of losing. Evening, sir. Thanks for popping and hanging out with us.
You're not lying.
I just saw that comment. It made me laugh.
We can think about, we can talk about who we would like to see the Eagles draft in the draft, but really all you got to do is go to the draft, go to the defensive players, click on Georgia. That's where we're drafting.
Well, I really think this is probably going to be the year. We're going to have a lower round first, lower part of the 1st round. You're probably looking at an O lineman.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say almost definitely that's an area of need with
tackle special.
Yeah, with the potential of the more real everyday potential of Jason Kelce retiring, Johnson getting a little long in the tooth. I mean, it's we're starting to in a position where we were very, very strong. And we're still strong. But we got to start preparing for that next phase.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Kelsey's not going to play forever, so you're going to have to move Jurgens back into the centerfold because he's loading under Kelsey now. So then that opens up your right guard spot. And then, like you just said, you're not going to have Lane forever, so you're going to have to address the right tackle position as well. So, I mean, that right side of the offensive line could look a lot different starting next year.
And then it won't be too much longer. You're going to have to pay Jordan Mailata again.
No, he's locked up.
I think he was locked up for a couple of years.
Let's see.
I think if, the Eagles pull off and win the Super Bowl this year, Kelsey's going to retire.
Yes.
I can't say I blame him, honestly.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. It was interesting. I don't know if you listened to Travis and Travis Kelce's podcast, which is hysterical.
Yes.
It was like, they were talking about how Travis Kelce just did an interview with the Wall Street. Was it like the Wall Street Journal or something? It was like a random interview he did, but it was the first time he's actually talked about just how much football is taking a toll on him lately. And it was the first time that, or in the podcast, this latest one, it's the first time that Jason flat out asked him, like, what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts on retirement? And he kind of tiptoed around it, but it was interesting. Like, you could tell, like, maybe if Jason, like maybe they'll go out the same year, you know?
Well, I think the potential in them going out in the same year would make it interesting when it came around to Hall of Fame time, because you got to assume that both would be first ballot.
Oh,
And if they were go in together in the same year,
that would be awesome.
That
That'd
would
be cool.
that would have to be off the charts.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think what you would have is, you know, like everyone gets their jersey in there. I think they would do the Donna Kelsey jersey.
Yeah, that's possible.
And that's what they would hang up. They can share a space and have the split jersey in there. You know, maybe
That'd
they'll
be
have
pretty funny.
Taylor Swift's game worn earrings from her first game or something.
Oh my
Put in there
God.
as well.
Really?
I mean, the Hall of Fame's gonna have to get the Swifties to come in, you know.
That's true. But
Another
to
one?
going back to what Ron was saying about Mulata, he is under contract actually till 2030.
Oh
As
wow.
weird as this sounds, after 2025, he has 4 years of options that the Eagles
Wow.
can pick up every single year till he hits
Okay.
33 years old.
Nice.
So, I mean, I didn't know they structured a contract like that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Howie at
Obviously.
his finest.
Leave it to Howie to figure that shit out.
Don't question what Howie does. Just
We got our first really.
Actually, that's number
John.
2.
Is it? I didn't see the first one.
Probably because you heard the crickets.
Yeah.
I was trying to tune Joe out with the whole Taylor Swift comment.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Just shake it off, John.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm done with you guys.
that was good.
Where would Taylor Swift fit in the Hall of Fame? Share it with Kelsey?
No, she'd get her own wing.
Okay.
Yeah. The new
Well,
girlfriend's wing of the Hall of Fame. In Can there's a big
Yeah, like
disc,
the whole
there's a big disco ball in front of the entrance, you know.
the wives of the NFL or whatever. They just have like a
You got
whole-
Brittany Mahomes trying to sneak in and security stops her. You know, but she says, "I know the secret handshake."
I mean, I wish I had gotten a
Mahomes
picture
doesn't
of
win.
it. Someone timed the picture just perfectly right that Monday night game. It says Kelsey hurt Swift. And it was all in the line. It was great.
Well, you saw the thing I showed you last week when they were entering in the tunnel, when they were coming out of the tunnel for the Kansas City game.
Mhm.
When the Eagles came out of the tunnel, the two people in the front was Kelsey and Swift. And they walked out first, and then the rest of the team came up behind them.
Yep. Actually,
They walked real slow out of the tunnel so everybody could take a picture.
Yeah, we had a
Well,
couple different things pop up last week with you on.
Yeah. I'm very observant like that, you know.
It is. I mean, I don't really want to get into it, but it is. It's crazy how much attention there has been driven to the whole thing. But you know, take all that aside, like it's kind of cool, you know. Although I feel like, you know, I know why she didn't go to the Chiefs Eagles game, but it's kind of a cop out, Taylor. I wanted her to show up with the Eagles jersey on. Like she can't show up that game and not root for the Eagles. Come on.
Well, that was the biggest debate of the week. I think that was debated more than most of the game. Is, you know, oh, if Taylor were to come, what jersey would she wear?
And like I told you earlier, just let him be. Let it go. Let it go.
Now that's Frozen, John.
I was thinking the same thing too.
There he goes.
It's a good song. My daughter sings it like literally every day.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we do some Olaf songs.
Yeah.
It's good times. I just thought it was interesting. It just popped up earlier tonight, Braylon Allen from the Wisconsin running back declared for the draft,
Oh, okay.
which is, he's a stud. I mean, it's a shame. These guys don't stay for their senior years, but I think he's got a place in the league for sure. I mean, I haven't watched Wisconsin as much this year. Try to catch the games when they're on. I think everyone was really hype on the Luke Fickell coming here and Mordecai coming over from SMU to play quarterback, but it's a pretty disappointing season for the Badgers. So I don't. They'll still get to some whatever Pop-Tart Bowl.
The Eagles
Whatever
did
the
make a move today. They did cut Josiah Scott.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
wonder-
now that they're one short on the roster, they did promote a guy from the practice squad. What the heck
Was
is
it the
his name?
linebacker?
Ben Van Summeren. He was an undrafted free agent. And they promoted him up to the practice squad, but not onto the active roster because it got Shaq Leonard coming in tomorrow.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, he's coming tomorrow. I saw that.
Yeah, because he visited Dallas today and left without a contract. So if he makes it into the NovaCare tomorrow, he doesn't come in. He's not coming out without a contract. That's my belief. I think that it was guaranteed that he was going to end up here because he's got a past relationship with Nick Sirianni.
That would be just, oh my God. Can you imagine? Like, talk about adding him. You're 10-1.
Yeah. And a 3-time All-Pro linebacker. Oh, yeah, we're having trouble in the middle. How are we going to solve that? Oh, yeah.
Let's just get the.
Grab Shaq Leonard for a couple $100,000 for the rest of the year, and
Yeah. Oh, what? You want an extension at the vet minimum for your career? No problem. Come on down, Shaq.
I'd take him.
That's insane.
How he works his magic.
It's got to make you wonder, though. I mean, if I'm Dallas, like, he's going to Philadelphia next. Why are you not?
Yeah.
I mean,
you almost have to, as a defensive strategy, you almost have to overpay him and not let him leave. But see, I think that even no matter what offer they gave him, I think he was still going to do this visit because I think he does that out of respect for Sirianni.
Or Dallas made an offer and told him he had to sign it. The offer was now, and he called their bluff and left.
Yeah, knowing that he's guaranteed a spot when he gets here.
Because I don't know.
Eagles have $1.7 million left in cap space.
How he can fix that in a second.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody restructures and you sign him for the rest of the season.
Well, look what they did last year with Levon Joseph and Sue. They just brought them both in. They signed deals for like $250,000. Maybe if Leonard just wants to win, he comes in for a cheaper price than what most people would think. Then at the end of the year, you reevaluate. You're gonna have more space by then. Maybe you bring him back long term.
I mean, you got to assume that we're nearing the end of Fletch.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean,
it's a shame, but people like Fletch, BG, Lane, Jason, they're all lifetime Eagles. They'll always be long-term tenured Philadelphia Eagles, no matter what. So if they say, hey, I'm walking away, then you sign that one-day contract, they retire with this team. You don't let them leave the building for 1 year.
10 or 11 million right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this year, I mean, if they win, I gotta say I can't do the win on if they win the Super Bowl this year. I don't want to.
You could do if for
Um,
the Super Bowl. That's fair.
Yeah, if they win the Super Bowl this year, I think you're going to see an exodus of those guys, but retiring. Like I don't think they're not like I think Fletch will retire. I'm assuming Brandon Graham's done, and
Well, I mean,
Kelsey's
Brandon Graham's got to stop making key plays at the end of games to be allowed to retire.
right.
You know, he's just
It'll be. I just finally was able to find it. I was trying to look and see like what they're saying about just the top draft prospects currently going into
yeah. There's so much
next
that can
year.
happen between now and then, though. That's the thing, and there's still a lot of people that are going to declare that haven't declared yet.
Right.
So I think it's tough in season to project out anything other than maybe the top pick or the top two, maybe.
Good news is Leonard's only 28 years old, so even if you do, maybe give him an extension after this year, he'll still be under 30. Well, he'll be 29 by the start of next season.
Yeah.
So he still has football left in.
Yeah, and he's a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Oh yeah, he's a beast. You figure 9 games this year, 65 tackles already?
Yeah.
But like 2021, 122, 132 the year before. 2018, 163 tackles in 15 games.
Holy crap.
I mean,
yeah, I think that would solve our up the middle problem.
Yeah, I mean, you have Nakobe Dean, but he can't stay healthy in it.
Yeah.
So who? I know Reddick is a linebacker, but they play him up on the line a lot. Does he just become Does he go up on the line if Fletch is gone?
No, Reddick's is he technically a linebacker?
I mean, he's technically a linebacker, but they play him up on the line.
Yeah, I thought he was more of an end.
Okay, 1 second.
I'm trying to see who. Yeah, I shall look up
because your Morrow and Cunningham
linebackers
are the two linebackers, or two of the linebackers.
Yeah, a strong style linebacker.
Yeah. Okay. But they always move him up to the front.
Yeah. So they got Graham, Davis, Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat. That's your line. And then Reddick is the backup, technically, just Sweat. Or they'll put him at linebacker.
Yeah.
Got Mr. Curtis in chat rooting for his Dolphins.
Well, I mean, if Dean ever gets healthy, and then you've got Dean, if you've got Dean and Shaq Leonard, and any combination of Morrow and Cunningham, that 4-man rotation is pretty solid.
And let's not sleep on my guy Sean Bradley.
Yeah, and you got some other players there that are young, that are a little untested, but I mean, if you build some depth at that position, which historically for the Eagles has not been a position that they paid a lot of attention to.
Right.
Not since the early 2000s, no.
What Jerry Robinson was the last linebacker they drafted in the first round?
No, Nolan Smith.
Oh, Nolan Smith. Wow.
Before
Nolan Smith.
Was it Mamula a linebacker?
No, he was a defensive end.
He was an end, yeah.
And we don't talk about that because Ron's going to leave if you talk about that certain school. Don't do it.
What, Mamula?
Yeah. You might see something pop up on Ron's screen. Don't do it, Ron. Don't do it. Hold back.
Oh, he's a Miami guy.
Well, he's an alumni of Miami, so I give him a bunch of
I gotcha. I'll allow it. I allow it. I give the props to the Temple guys all the time. So
no, he doesn't like me because I talk about Penn State left and right, so we go back and forth.
Yeah.
Be the voice of reason, Joe. Keep us calm tonight, okay?
Yeah. Well, gonna have to do that now because we're gonna need to talk about. We need to wrap up the show tonight talking about a little bit of Basement Show Fantasy Football League.
Yeah, that's That is true. I got it up right here. I don't want to brag, but should I just mute myself and shut up now? Okay.
Well, I was
I'm
just
coming.
queuing
I'm
you up,
coming
so
for you. So, but go ahead. Let's
you had your moment in
brag
the
away.
sun there, John.
Brag away.
Well, I was down this week. I was losing to Mr. Sam Simmons going into last night. And I don't know why they told me not to trust Sam Howell this week versus the Dallas Cowboys. So I went and picked up Justin Fields. Needed 26 points out of him. I got 36. I should have probably had more, but they fell off towards the end of the game.
Can't all have Josh Allen.
Yeah, Mr. 216 points this week, huh? Yeah. I think Joe, I will give you props. I think
when I
you're
saw that,
good.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, my team was just killing it this week."
I think you're the first one this year to beat someone by triple digits.
Yeah, that was
101 points you beat Chris by. Like, are you gonna say sorry? Do you have anything to say about it?
The only thing I can really, I'm looking. The only thing I can say is I should have had a better kicker.
I mean, looking at your matchup, he's the only one that was in single digits.
Yeah, Carlson, what a bum. I've actually never, and so like, Kyler had a good game for him. I'm just looking at his roster, but I don't think I've ever seen a kicker get negative points.
Well,
I had one this year that did.
Yeah, I've just never. I've seen defenses. So like -4 is literally the worst you can do on defense.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah,
like,
-1 because we take points off if someone misses a point after touchdown
or a field goal.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's a chip shot. You're supposed to make those. But you just lost Jonathan Taylor again because now he has a surgery.
I know. And running back in general has been rough for me this year. And of course, now that Dameon Pierce is healthy, Houston, I don't know. Hopefully they'll keep running Singletary, but like he's gonna vulture some carries away. And I don't even know why I have somebody from the Jets even on my roster, but Breece Hall's still sitting there.
And he's having a pretty solid year.
Yeah, I know. It's still
he's coming back from an ACL injury. You gotta give him some slack.
Did our trade window close?
It did.
Yeah. Okay.
I put a thing on there saying that everyone has to the 18th. I did make a post about it, but no one wants to listen to me.
Well, since you brought it up, I appreciate it. And live on the air, I just added Zach Moss to my team. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the.
I dropped him. Don't worry.
Oh, did you?
I had him on my bench.
He's going to be the RB1 now with Taylor out.
Yeah, that's why I was. And they're at Tennessee. I'm just gonna. Whatever. It's Moss time. It's no Randy, but we'll give him a chance.
Sure.
The only big Randy this week was Orton. So
we can talk about that briefly in a couple of minutes if you want. But Ron, do you want to talk about your 2-point win over Mr. Doughboy? That has elevated you to the 5th spot in the standing.
It was a tight one. And yeah, there's a lot of teams bunched up there. So there's only 2 games between 2nd and 8th. So it's a very volatile time. I got a tough matchup this week, though.
And who you got this week?
I got
you have Mr. Young Hose.
Young Hose.
Mr. Mike. Right. You got the other Mike this week.
And then I got Sam Simmons. And then I got Team Miz. And then the playoffs. So I control my own destiny.
Yeah.
But I need a big one this week. And unfortunately, Young Hose has Jalen, so and DeAndre Swift. So
I'm recognizing I didn't do this very well because I have 4 guys on bye this week.
yeah.
Womp, womp,
Well, you can
womp.
still do you still do add drops. You just can't do trades. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, literally, my quarterback, my tight end, my kicker, my defense.
Oh boy.
Joey.
Well, I mean, it's easy. Yeah, kickers and defenses, not that big of a deal. Quarterback, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Shit, who am I gonna run out this week? Let's see who my options are. Oh, great.
Well, I mean, Geno Smith or Gardner Minshew's still out there. I mean, they're probably your best options for this week. Baker Mayfield, but he's questionable.
I don't know. Chelsea's
I don't-
dad's still listening. Maybe I'll pick up Jordan Love and throw
There
him
you go. There you go.
Okay, well, the MRI was negative on Mayfield's ankle, but he's still
There's still some questionable. Oh,
he's
and that's
probably going to
Carolina.
play. He's probably going to play. I mean, if it's a matter of taking a donut, I mean, they could take a fly on any of those guys for 1 week. They're projected in the 30s. They're projected in the 30s.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. I mean, Baker's had some decent weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going back with Mr. Sam Howell this week, even though he has Miami. So
Man, Jordan Love's past 2 weeks: 51 against the Chargers, 55 against Detroit.
Wow.
no, I think that's good.
Decisions.
I mean,
decisions.
Kansas City.
More.
No, this is 20. They must
Just look at Sam Howell though. You figure I didn't have him the game versus Philly, but he had 77 points that game, 48 versus the Patriots, 64 versus the Seahawks, 50 versus the Giants in the last week, even though they lost, had 45 versus Dallas. That's a diamond in the rough if I've ever seen one.
the number 1 available defense right now, New York Jets.
Yeah. Oh, you want that one?
Do I just take the Chargers at New England? I mean,
Safe bet.
Yeah.
New England's. Can we confirm that Mac Jones is playing?
I'm sticking with Kansas City at Green Bay.
Man, I really screwed myself this week.
Mayfield, nah, take Geno. There you go. Listen to your father-in-law. He knows what he's talking about.
I know the Geno one. I just was looking at Geno, but
Games in
at
Dallas.
at Dallas, and it's Thursday night. See, I always get so nervous having Thursday night players, because you're like, oh, if they suck, you don't really have. I know it's the same thing on the weekend, but it's just, now you go into Sunday, your team's already trash. And when it says, like, when you're looking at the players and then it has the team they're playing against and then it says what their ranking is.
Yeah.
So Geno, it says Dallas 31st. So that means that Dallas is actually the best pass defense.
Yeah, if the red numbers are bad, the green numbers are good.
That's what I was.
The lower the number, the worse they are against that particular skill. So if you're looking at a quarterback or anything like that, it would be ranking against the quarterback position.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, again, I hate Dallas, but it's really hard to take a quarterback against Dallas.
Well, that's bad then because Philly's in the green. Philly's giving up the most fantasy points to quarterbacks.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Well, that's like Mac Jones. It says the Chargers are third. So, but I was going to take the Chargers. I mean, granted, the Chargers Yeah, that was at the Chargers game. Was that the no?
New
Broncos were the
England's the
70-point
fourth
game.
in this defense. It's the fourth worst defense.
This is awful. This is the worst week to have to
Yeah. There's
piece
6
together
teams.
a
There's 6
team.
teams on bye this week. This is the last week of byes, right?
Nope, there's 2 teams next week.
Oh, okay.
See, it's kind of funny listening to you guys struggle about your teams because I don't want to rub it in and rub the salt in the wound, but
Hey, you can rub all you want, man. How many times does the number 1 seed get knocked out in the first round?
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say I can sit back and know I'm in the playoffs regardless.
You are.
So are you officially clinched?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost bedtime.
And
Thanks
it's top
for
You
six,
clinched
right?
the playoff spot. You didn't clinch number 1.
No, I clinched the playoff spot.
No, I'm coming for you.
Well, when you guys
I mean,
lose,
you're
or
in
if I
pretty
lose
you're
this
in
week.
pretty good shape. I mean,
Yeah, that's
even
crazy.
though the second place team has more points than you.
I was gonna say I've got you beat with points.
By 14.
But yet,
Shut
I'm
up.
3 games behind you. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Final Law's going to sign off. I was saying thank you. He said nice job on the show. Well, let's see. Let me
Thank
retract.
you.
I'm going to back up real quick. We're going to go all the way back to week 1. So week 1, I won by 29. I beat you week 2 by 8.
Yeah, your team is stacked. It's just ridiculous.
Sam beat me week 3, 225 to 169. Then I beat Chris 107 to 74. I beat Miz 160 to 117. I beat my friend Vinny 169 to 147. Lon beat me by a point, 135 to 134.
Well done, Ron.
I beat Mr. Russo 203 to 129. So a lot of my games, besides for a couple, have just been absolutely blowouts. So when you want to get on my level, let me know.
I just won by 101 points.
But your record
Okay.
7 and 5,
Let
mine's
me
10 and
do
2.
it slow so you understand because you just said it. I beat you. Even though it was 2 points, but it only takes 1.
Hey. Once we get in the playoffs, right? Everybody's
That's right.
Are we is our 6 teams, like, is it set up first week as
The playoff, it would
like
be
number 2 gets a bye?
the top 2 get a bye, yeah.
Oh god, okay.
So then it would be 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. So if the playoffs were to start today, me and you would have buys. Ron would be playing his son Jason, and Mike Wright would be playing Vinny.
So, but Ron, you're playing Mike this weekend, right?
No, I have Young Hose.
Yes, Mike's team.
That's Mike.
Wright.
Yeah, Mike.
All
Wright,
right, I'll be rooting for Ron this weekend.
Yeah.
And you got... Oh, I'm going for my friend Vinny. How are you, Joe? I got Chris. You guys want Chris to win. You guys need me to come back down to the totem. Because I think if I win this week, no matter what, I'll probably clinch the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be correct.
So no pressure on myself or anything, but that's okay.
No pressure.
I'll just make it a fun week.
But you're playing Vince?
This week?
Is that what you just said? You're playing
No,
Vince?
my friend Vinny's playing you. So I'm rooting for Vince.
Oh, am I playing Vince?
Yes.
No. Oh, yeah, all right. So wait a minute. So if I win this week, right, I would clinch a playoff spot.
Maybe? I don't know, because you guys are all like...
Nah, that's a
log
that's a
jam.
big bunch there. Yeah.
Well,
I think you
'Cause
got
I'd go to 8-5, and they'd go to 5-8. Oh, I guess. Then Doughboy.
You need to get to 9.
Hi, Kristen.
Unless Well, that's not true because when I beat Mike,
Yeah, you'll
then
get him to 7-6.
he'll be at 7-6. You'll be at 8-5
But then the 6 team will go to 5
with
and 8.
2 weeks to go.
Oh, and then I'm just is the tie break points?
Head to head's the first tiebreak.
Is
No,
it?
points is.
Ahead of head to head?
Yep, it goes by total points.
I was gonna say
Okay.
I know that the total points thing is the default, I think, in Yahoo.
Yeah, because if you go down to the 6th seed, Vinny's the 6th seed because he has 1,746 points. Mike only has 1,535.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
crazy though.
That's-
Doughboy, Born to Run, only 2 points apart.
Thank you,
Wow.
Chris. Love you too. My friend Kristen showing me some love. But yeah, I think that's how we set it up. Let's see. Hold on. So it's still William bits we're talking about. So let's see.
Sure, you know I don't do sports. My wife wears t-shirts. We go to games and the shirt just says, "I hope both teams have fun."
There
And
you
I'm
go.
like, I can't go anywhere with you. This is
Well, even
You
if it
win.
was head to head, Vince would have the head to head over Mike anyway because he beat him week 7.
yeah.
So I mean,
well, I mean, it makes a big difference. So I mean,
she's in Wisconsin.
Oh my god. Chelsea literally just texted me and said that shirt is a hit everywhere I go. So he's clearly watching.
Because see, Joe and Mike have the same record at 7-5, but Mike
Yeah.
actually beat Joe this season, so that's why I'm saying it would go by points.
Oh,
yes.
gotcha.
It does change everything.
Well, I'm just gonna worry about winning this weekend, one step at a time.
yeah, that's
Oh, you
true.
can do.
Can't stress about it.
Should I
like
just
the
bench my whole
Eagles.
team, take a break for a couple weeks, let you guys catch up a little bit, or
This guy, Ron.
He's all full of himself, man. I told you.
Oh my gosh.
Who, me? No, never.
That's
when
it.
you
Your
Hey,
team is
like I say, you went pretty much wire to wire there, Johnny.
yeah. Well, if you remember the start of the season, you were projected what 14-0.
Yeah, and I started out at the bottom, and I've worked my way back to where I am now
That is true.
with some nice pickups.
I mean, what saved my season honestly was Sam Howell.
I was just about to say, like, your team, it's so weird to see Sam Howell on your team.
What do
like-
you mean?
Like, your team is so stacked at every position, and your quarterback is Sam Howell.
Well, I had Kirk Cousins too. Don't forget, but he was a killer.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then I had I had Geno Smith, who's been inconsistent, so I never really played him, but maybe a week or two. So then I
Yeah.
started Kirk Cousins. He was on fire towards Achilles. So then I went and picked up Sam Howell that week, and besides for last week, been riding him since.
It's just, I mean, you have, like, you've arguably the top 2 wide receivers.
No, wait, I can pull all that right now. Hold on.
Well, remember I had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that's like the.
And I picked up Puka Nacua went before he, right before he exploded.
The ICU right there.
Well, let's see. As of right now, Joe has the number 1 quarterback because of Josh Allen's big week last week. And here's the funny part. Sam Howell is only rostered in 77% of Yahoo leagues.
Wow.
Keep that in mind. Wide receiver, I have number 1 and number 3. Joe has Keenan Allen in between us. So I have 2 of the top 3, you might as well say.
McCaffrey's got to be number 1 for running back.
Running back is Christian McCaffrey. Then Sam has Mostert. And then Travis Etienne is the 3rd highest running back. But McCaffrey has the top spot. He's at 262, and the closest one to him is 193. Not even close.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Tight end, I have the third best. Mike Wright has the best one with T.J. Hawkinson. Kelsey's 2. Kelsey Kittle is 3. Sam LaPorta is 4th in our league.
Oh wait, hold on. Keep going, because I gotta pick up a tight end.
Wait, what's the best tight end available?
Yeah.
Cade Otton from Tampa Bay.
Oh God, this is great.
He has 86 total points. Hey, I'll give you more points than Doughboy has with Kyle Pitts. You gotta look at it that way.
Kyle Pitts. How's that guy been in the league?
I just dropped him in my parents' league today. I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, you got John U. Smith. Hey, you can go back to your sleeper pick. T.J. Cochran's still available. Hunter Henry.
Conklin would have been a good pick with Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
T.J. Higbee. Parham Jr. from the Chargers. Jared Everett from the Chargers, which is not a bad pick.
Yeah, no. The problem is that they have 2 like serviceable tight ends, and so you gotta get the right one every week.
The biggest surprise I have up right now, Dustin Hopkins is the number 1 kicker in Yahoo Fantasy League right now.
Really?
Yep. He has 121 fantasy points. He has 10 points more than Ron's Brandon McManus.
He's not available.
Who?
Give me another one. Give me another one.
What, kicker?
Yeah, I need a kicker. I need a whole team. I basically don't have a team.
Jason Myers, 3rd best kicker in the league.
Really? He is available. So is that what I'm doing? Is it the final answer? Am I stacking Seattle? Am I getting Geno? Am I going all out against the Cowboys?
I mean, that's up to you.
Oh, God, this is awful.
And the number 1 defense is the Dallas Cowboys, being held by Mr. Sam Simmons. And Baltimore's number 2. The Cleveland Browns 4. Man, I know up there. Kansas City. You got Minnesota right above me. Jaybirds is holding on to Philly's defense, and they only have 78 total points this year. I think a lot of people are expecting them to be better.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just put my Carolina running the table theory to the test, and I'll start Young this weekend.
Oh, Lord. You trying to lose for the rest of the season? I mean, who knows? If they just fired Frank Wright, you never know. Because you always see that team fire their head coach, and then all of a sudden a spark lit under their ass, and they turn the season around. So
this could be the week.
You never know.
Tampa. Tampa's not very good. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, before we wrap it up, should we try to do our pick 'em real quick?
Yeah, let's run through real quick.
I gotta find right with real quick.
Oh, the Packers game is Sunday night.
Yeah, versus Kansas City. And Joe, you get to have fun with pick 'em this week with us if you want.
I gotta do it. I'm going with Jordan Love.
Alright, just give me 1 second. Grab a piece of paper real quick. Let me little black book. Okay. So we have 3 people doing this week.
Yeah, I don't even know who to draw.
All right. Seahawks at Dallas, first game. Joe, who you picking? Just straight up, no point spread. You know that.
I gotta say Dallas. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Under protest.
Well, that makes 2 of us then. I'll go with that. Okay. We'll save the Philly game for last, like we always do. Let me do my mouse out. All right. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Tennessee Titans.
I think I'm gonna go with the Colts. It's at Tennessee though, right? I think I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Okay.
Colts for me. Trust the stash.
Now I'm going to take Tennessee because I think Derrick Henry's going to have a big game
He had one this past week.
and keep
Yeah.
the slim but chanceable division hopes alive. So I'm going to take Tennessee. All right. Next, you have the Chargers at the Patriots.
Chargers.
Yeah,
Patriots
we
are
all
just
agree with that one. Okay, next you have the Detroit Lions going to the New Orleans Saints.
Lions get back on track.
Yeah,
Knock the Saints down a notch.
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Okay.
They need the game more than New Orleans does.
Yeah, but that's the New Orleans that needs to win too because you got that tough division going. So I mean,
Detroit.
closer.
This is a must-win for Detroit, or they can forget about the playoffs. In my eyes,
Playoff.
Well, it's just the start of Carolina running the table.
All right, so I guess we're all saying we're biting kneecaps off this weekend. Okay. Next, you have the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick the Jets, just because I just think Atlanta's awful. Like I don't understand how. I mean, that whole division is just awful. But like, I'm just gonna go with the Jets. I just think they're gonna lose. I don't know. Is Boyle playing?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Okay.
I'm upset.
I don't know, man. This one could go either way.
Good.
You know what, Joe? I think I might agree with you. I think I might go Jets too.
It's about time for the Jets to do something that they're gonna win a game.
I just think Atlanta sees that they're in the playoff hunt and they get a little apple.
No,
Get a little
I'm gonna take it.
nervous.
I'm going to take Atlanta and Bijan Robinson has a very big game.
Okay.
Okay. Next one's a laugher. Arizona traveling to Pittsburgh.
It's a laugher. However, I'm gonna pick Arizona because I just think Pittsburgh is not a 7-4 team at all. Like
I don't know how
think
you could be 7-4 with that quarterback.
Pittsburgh is like I think they are the luckiest 7-4 team.
Oh God, we don't use the L word around here. That's all I've been hearing about the Eagles all week.
Well, yeah, no, like yeah,
The
the Eagles aren't lucky. The Steelers are lucky. That's lucky right there. I don't know. It's just for a team that I don't think should be 7-4. This is like the perfect trap game, and it's a 2-10 Cardinals with Kyler. Like
I'm going to take Steelers anyway.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that you never know what team's going to show up week to week.
I just think that Pittsburgh has a much stronger defense and going to pick Kyler apart. I think defense helps them win this game. I mean, offensively, yeah, they struggle, but their defense keeps them in these games. So I think it's going to come down to another defensive battle for Pittsburgh's defense with a couple turnovers.
Take the under.
40.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the under.
It's gonna be
17 to 10.
The defense right now.
All right. Next, you have the Miami Dolphins at the Commanders.
I'm taking Miami.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Miami across the board. Washington's in the spiral. They fired Jack Del Rio, but that's not going to save Ron Rivera this year.
Nah, he's done. They were going to
Uh,
change out anyway with the new ownership group.
Yeah, that is true. All right. One to really make you think. The Denver Broncos heading to Houston.
Texans.
Ugh.
They're my team. Texans. Shut them down. CJ Stroud time. I still think they should have won this past weekend against Jacksonville. That was a heartbreaking game for them.
Let's see. Where's the game?
Houston.
It's at Houston.
In Houston.
I don't know if you caught any of that game over the weekend, but that stadium was rocking.
I was watching Red Zone, so I was catching bits and pieces of it. Give me Texans.
All right. I'm going to take Denver just off of one thing and one thing only. The veteran quarterback position. Russ is showing that he's starting to catch fire. He's starting to trust Sean Payton. That offense is coming around. It's going to be a really close game, but I just think the experience Russ has over CJ is going to help them win this game by like a field goal.
I think Russ is tired of cooking. He needs a break.
So I
It
am
also
taking
looks
Denver.
appears to be the highest over under too of the week.
47.5. No, Miami and
Miami,
Washington's 50.
sorry. Yep.
So
Curtis
Next, you got-
Samuel's been tearing it up
yeah,
for
that's true.
Washington.
It was a good signing for them. That's for sure. All right, next you have Carolina at Tampa.
I'm picking Carolina. I'm doing it.
I'm going to Bucks. I can't. I wish I could go with you on that one, but
No,
It's
there's no
time.
way.
It's
yeah.
the Bryce Young coming out party.
But Mayfield may not play, so
Who knows then?
that could
Yeah.
be an iffy game. I don't know who the backup is in Tampa.
Kyle Trask.
That's Kyle Trask.
Is it?
Yeah.
And
I still go Tampa.
they got Mike Evans. As long as they have him in the lineup, I think they win.
Yeah.
And to make it known, the lowest over-under is the Falcons-Jets game at 33.5. All right, next we have the Cleveland Browns going to the LA Rams.
Kyron Williams made a big difference in this game this past week. I'm going to lean towards the Rams in an upset here, which I would consider an upset because Cleveland,
Yeah.
is pretty stout defense. But Kyron Williams has another week like he had this past week. I think Cleveland's going to have problems with him.
Yeah.
So we're going to go Rams.
If Watson was playing, I'd go Cleveland, but he's not. So going with the Rams. And do we even know is the what's his name? Dorian Robinson
Yep.
Thompson. I know he's got whatever. Is he hurt?
Sure. No, I don't know. I'd have to look that up. If not, they always got Joe Flacco now.
Oh. Definitely
Bedroom.
going with the Rams.
That just made my pick even more solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to agree with you guys, but you guys are right. You guys,
The pride of
that-
Audubon just can only take you so far.
That's true. All right, 3 more to go. Sunday night, you have Kansas City heading to Lambeau Field.
I mean,
Chiefs.
my fantasy team is dependent on it, so I'm going to pick Green Bay.
Wishful thinking.
Jordan Love. So, all right. If Green Bay wins that game,
Mm-hmm.
does that finally get people off Jordan Love?
I think it
Right.
would be a big step towards getting people off of them.
Yeah.
I think they make the playoffs. I think it takes a lot off of them too.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Must be a good game to watch.
I would love to see
I'm
Green Bay
rooting
win.
for them. I really am. I'm a big. I was a big Jordan Love fan going into the season.
I'd be curious to see because I'm pretty sure it's like 16 degrees here right now.
It's saying it's supposed to be 35 degrees Sunday night.
Yeah, it says we're 16 degrees here right now. So
Oh
yeah,
no,
I mean, Mahomes in the cold, night game, green Lambo. I mean, that's got the making of an upset.
Yeah, yeah. Can't lie. I mean, it's possible.
yeah, but I gotta go Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs, but I would not be flabbergasted if it was a good game.
All right, Monday night next week we have the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
Got to go Jags. I think Cincinnati's done with Burrow. Once Burrow's gone, I think their season was gone. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I wanted to see Browning, come in there and do something, I just even with Jamar Chase and some of the weapons they've got, Tyler Boyd, just I don't see it.
No, Etienne Jr. has a big game for Jacksonville this week. I think they found the rock and just run Cincinnati to the ground. All right, and the last one that we always say for last, the game of the week, no matter what way you look at it, the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
You already know my pick.
Okay.
Eagles are winning. The Eagles are winning. Eagles are winning. I don't care. Make the line minus 20. I don't care. Give us points. Take the points. Eagles.
I have certain things that I don't do. And one of the things that I refuse to do is pick against the Eagles. I think that there's so much emotion wrapped up in this game. There's so much on the line. I think that it's going to be a back and forth. I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. And I think that in the end, Mr. Jake does it again. Give me the Eagles.
I mean, tough game. Probably hands down going to be, after last week, you have a very tough one to back up with the game of the year candidate. But this is going to be definitely up there. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be physical. Both teams are out for blood.
And the house is going to be rocking.
Yeah. That it will be. I think you won't see a complete blowout, but I know the Eagles are back and forth right now, so this game could go either way. It all depends on what team shows up. But the way Jalen's been, it's hard to get a bet against him. I mean, the biggest takeaway I can say for this, like I said, it's going to be physical, it's going to be nasty. Besides for winning the game, you have to win something else. You got to win staying healthy. If you get banged up this game, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass big time.
And if the Eagles get out of this game with 0 turnovers, the Eagles win this game going away.
Yes.
It's a game of ball control, and it's a game of who makes less mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, that, and you got to get pressure with your front four. Because
Yes.
Cody is the type of player, if you give him time, he will pick you apart. So,
And you got to keep Hargrave out of there. You can't let him go wild in this game.
And one other player too. Joe, sorry
Bosa.
to say, you gotta keep McCaffrey in check.
Yeah. Well,
It's
you could control him to an extent, but he's going to get his no matter what. To me, the guy who needs to be looking over his shoulder is Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the biggest talker, the biggest shit talker on that whole team, by far, Deebo Samuel. And he's still continued to say a lot of shit about Bradbury. Bradbury gets a chance at him. I think that you're gonna see a little Andre Waters flashback. You're gonna see him come across the middle, and he's gonna pay the price because this whole defense is looking for his number. I guarantee you.
Well, then that's the last thing you want to do, especially a big game like this. You do not want that whiteboard material. So if I'm Deebo Samuel,
well, you don't need to say you're going to do it. You just need to do it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't want to fuel a team more than they already are. Because Philly reads the critics. They know that everyone doesn't think they are the favorites. So, I mean, go in there, send a message to the rest of the league, and shut everyone the fuck up.
Punch them in the mouth.
Yeah,
best way to set the tone. But you got to do it early in the game. You got to set the tone for the game. As soon as you start getting pressure on Purdy, he's going to be hearing footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, because no team that they've played this year has really gotten to him on a consistent basis. So if we can get enough pressure up front and we can do some creative things coming off the ends, I think that you can get Purdy uncomfortable in the pocket. And if he has to start shifting around, I think that that's where you beat him.
That's true. And Gary's right. No to the low penalty. Play a clean game.
Yep.
Keep the refs' laundry in their bags. I mean, don't give them a reason to throw a flag.
Yep.
Don't extend drives by these third down penalties. That's what is going to hurt. We had that a couple weeks ago. They had a couple third down penalties versus Kansas City that kept the defense on the field. Get off the field. Yep. So we could talk hours about this game, but we're not going to.
No. I will say one thing that's interesting is this late in the season, both the Eagles and the 49ers have scored 310 points.
Wow.
That's so you got two of the top offenses in the league. And yes, the Cowboys scored more points, everyone. Great, blah, blah, blah. But it's the glaring difference is the points against. Because the 49ers is 170 and the Eagles 246.
Yeah.
So, I think that's if the Eagles can score like the Eagles can score against that defense, that's I think the big. That's what I'm most interested in seeing is how do we attack their defense? Because their defense is good.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it's number one.
It is number one.
Yeah. The least points allowed.
Yeah, I mean, all task, that's for sure. I mean, hopefully we're talking next Tuesday about a game that everyone built up for all this hype, and they will just woke up and said, all right, it's our time to shine. We're going to shut everyone the hell up, and we're just going to go out. We're going to play a full 60-minute game and come out on top.
Well, there will be a little bit more hype.
Yes.
At 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock on Sunday. There'll be another couple hours of hype on the Basement Roadshow, live from Oz.
Is that what time we're starting at? 1 o'clock? I didn't know.
1 o'clock.
All right.
I was like, what's it? What is going on? I don't know. I was like, is there a game I don't know about or something? But all right, there you go.
No, we're going to be setting up the Basement Show on the road. We're doing another live on location show this time. We're were invited nice enough by Ron and his crew to set up a show at Oz. I'm excited to go, be part of the group for the day. That should be a lot of fun. But we have, 5 more days to get there. We do
Yep.
have 2 other shows this week.
Joe,
which
if
is-
you're available and wanted to join us, you're more than welcome.
I was gonna ask you that. Are you guys gonna be are you doing it up to the game, or are you just gonna keep it going?
We're going to
during
do
the game?
a couple hours pregame,
Okay.
like 1 to 3, and then we're gonna break it down, and then we're gonna enjoy the game.
All right.
uh,
Well, I'll
that-
make sure at the very least I calling to you guys somehow.
Yeah, well, I actually have Blue. Like, I'm not gonna. That's something I can do now. I'm not probably gonna have it on Sunday, but I can hook my Bluetooth up to my soundboard, and people can actually now call into the show, and we can actually broadcast the phone call. So,
That'd be cool.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to bring all this stuff that I have in front of me Sunday, but
Yeah.
at the very least, I could probably get you on speakerphone. If not, you can join us back in studio.
Yeah, for sure.
You're very knowledgeable when it comes to sports. I know Ron has said this before. I always say it. We love having you on the show with us.
Absolutely.
It's an awesome element that you add. So,
As long as I can give my daily Temple shout out, that's all I need.
yeah.
Speaking of Temple, wait a minute. I need my Temple moment.
Okay.
Oh boy,
I need
He's
my
gonna
Temple
cry.
moment.
Don't cry. It's
You
okay.
know
You're
exactly
gonna
where
bring-
I'm going with this.
I know you go. Don't cry. Well,
But
man.
it was EJ Warner earlier this evening announced that he is going to be entering the transfer portal. Broke my heart.
Wow.
I'm happy for him. I'm disappointed. I wish Temple could retain players, coaches, anything. It doesn't surprise me that he's going to leave. And the way Arizona, I don't know where he's going to go. If I had to guess, he's going to go to Arizona. He's from Arizona. He got recruited by Arizona. For whatever reason, decided to come to Temple. And yeah, I wish him the best of luck, but it definitely sucks for Temple football. Especially going into next year. Temple actually opens the season at Oklahoma, which Temple's probably going to get destroyed, but the fact that Temple is going to be playing at Oklahoma is pretty impressive for a program that wasn't even in a conference 10 years ago or whatever. So, all right, that's my Temple news.
Joe, you handled that very well. I know it's hard for you,
It's tough.
but the reason I would say he probably came to Temple in the first place is because he could walk on and be a starter as a freshman. As much as Temple struggled, they were hoping for a 4-year starting quarterback with someone like EJ Warner. It sucks it didn't work out, but if he goes back home to Arizona, he probably still be a starter as a junior for them, and B, Arizona gets a little bit more national light than a Temple program does. So when you're looking at the bigger picture, that's probably what he's looking at also.
Yeah, I can't blame him. Like, I get it. We all get it, but it's just like, he just broke the single season touchdown record for Temple this year.
Nice. He's a good talent. I mean, he really is. I think he's destined for big things.
So I'm happy for him, I guess, maybe. Salty right now, but whatever.
Yeah. Feel better about it later.
So
we'll end the show on a somber note, but we thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight in studio. We had Gary pop in, my friend Kristen, Joe's father-in-law John, Curtis stopped in, Mr. Jay Williams, Shannon with the blah 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 sport, Jackie, my friend Valerie. Like, you guys are all the MVPs tonight. We appreciate you guys all taking your time to hang out with us for a little bit. Make sure to tune in Thursday night for the ladies' night. Mama D and Miss Grimm have a fun show planned. We've been talking about it this week. Then Friday night we have the Rev Grimm show with the Rev and Miss Jackie. That's always a lot of fun, bizarre twist, whatever one you want to look at it. He's out of control, but we love him dearly here. And then, like Ron was saying, oh, it was Sunday. We were doing a live backyard show, a back live on location show from
Yep.
Ron's wonderful Land of Oz. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're actually gonna have a live audience there too, which should get quite entertaining because
Yeah.
we've never had an actual in-person live audience.
You want to throw the pick up one more time?
Sure. Give me 1 second. I just gotta open Facebook back up. Throw your message up real quick.
Just give you guys one last peek at where we're going to be broadcasting from.
Let me just make this full screen. So, add the stage. I'll make this bigger. So this is Oz. Ron will be set up somewhere along in here.
Back here, back behind this, from where this picture was shot.
Okay.
Along this back wall here, we'll have a table set up.
So, I mean, it should be quite entertaining. Maybe we'll actually get some of Ron's friends to make an appearance on camera, give some thoughts about the game, and so forth. But if not, I'm excited. I'm honored to be invited to a party here. I've always heard wonderful things. So Ron said that show will start at 1 o'clock. So if you're not wanting to watch some 1 o'clock football, jump over to the basement show. 1 o'clock Eastern Sunday. We will be live by 1 to 3, breaking down the game and just having fun with everybody, like we always do here. So thank you to Joe for joining us tonight in studio. It's always a pleasure to have you on with us, though.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So, I mean, as always, we appreciate everyone's support. These shows aren't possible without viewers. So, thank you. Come and tune in again. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of wrap it up, once again, Joe, we appreciate every time you come in. You help, you bring with you some great knowledge and some great viewpoints. We appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that popped in tonight. We appreciate you, as we do every week. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. We are continuing to grow, and we're growing because of all of you, and we appreciate you and everything you've done to support us. And we're going to continue to work as hard as we can to give you week to week good content and interaction and just a little bit of fun along the way. It doesn't hurt. So thanks to everybody, and I'll throw it down to Joe for any last minute things he wants us to close this out with, and then we'll be on our merry way for the evening.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Ron. Appreciate it, Johnny. Thank you guys for having me back and continuing to have me back. It's always great to get to chat and see the comments come in. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this weekend. Like you said, the Buffalo game be hard to top that, but I'm sure they'll top that.
This one's going to be a battle.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So everyone, if you're watching the game, enjoy it. And yeah, throw it back over to Johnny.
Just to finish off Joe's point real quick, we haven't done anything in a while, but this is actually Joe's website. It's NoBodySports.com. You can go back and read some articles that he has written. I've written for him. Mike Wright, Sean Updike, John Mizzy, who has been on our show in the past before when we did a fantasy football draft. So if you like talking sports, like reading about sports, NoBodySports.com, that is Joe's site.
Yeah.
Go over, check it out.
I was going to say, we, COVID hit and everything just kind of, I don't know, we stopped doing stuff for a while.
We did, but.
And so, yeah, stay tuned on some upcoming developments with the website and whatnot. So,
but I just gotta give you a shout out for that real quick.
No, I appreciate it. And maybe I'll revisit that blueprint to Mike Trout to the Phillies and see
Yes,
how that could work now. I feel like that gets more and more possible every day.
well, I know Ron was talking about it a couple weeks ago, so we'll see. I mean, spring training is only a short 3 months away. But everyone have a good night. Thank you for
Thanks,
joining
guys.
us, and we will see you on the next one. Enjoy some
All right.
Christmas music.
See you
Have a
guys.
good night.
Holiday road.